I'm about to blow your mind with every January candle that Bitcoin has ever printed, which is going to blow your mind with what Bitcoin is going to do this January. Take a look. What we have on our chart is circles around every January candle, and there's a distinct pattern. 2 in the bull run, 2 after the top, 2 in the bull run, 2 after the top, 2 in the bull run, 2 after the top. We are in the 2 in the bull run. We are in our first right now, and we're going to talk about next January candle, what we expect. But it gets a little bit crazier, because if you take the bottom of this market to the top of our January 1st, our first candle in the bull run, it's about 200%. If you go from the bottom of this market to the top of our first bull run January candle, it's about 200%. If you go from the bottom of this market to the top of our first January bull run candle, it's about 200%. Guess what we expect to happen in this month? About a 200% rise from the bottom of our market to this January candle. Things are heating up, and we are about to break down the craziest things about January candles in the history of Bitcoin. If you're new here, welcome in. My name is Steve. On this channel, we don't take any paid ads, no paid sponsorships, no paid affiliate links down below. What do we do instead? We talk about the cold, hard facts in the charts that actually help people. The only thing I ask in return is that you hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up. That's it. Just hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up. Let's jump into the video. We're in the Bitcoin US dollar index. We're on the monthly chart, and we have circles around every January candle dating back to 2012. January 2012. What you see is 2 yellow, 2 red, 2 yellow, 2 red, 2 yellow, 2 red. What the yellow represents are after the market bottom. These are our bull run candles. And what happens is we usually have a January candle right near the top of the market. Look at this red one here. January 14th, right near the top. January 2018, right near the top, right? Each January candle, look at this January candle near the top. Each January candle is usually near the top. And then we have a January candle that's usually right near the market bottom. Case in point, January 2015, right near the bottom. January 2019, right near the bottom. January 2023, right near the bottom. And for years and years and years, I've been making YouTube videos. If you ask how long, I started making videos in 2017. So we're already in our 7th or 8th year, or however many years it's been, making videos. And every single year, all of the comments are filled with people saying, "Oh, Steve, you can't compare this cycle to last cycle. It's completely different. There's a lot more money, and we have the ETF coming. It's different. Can't compare cycles." Really? How come every January is right near the market bottom and every other January is right near the market top? And how come we have 2 green Januaries in the bull run and then 2 red and then 2 green and then 2 red and then 2 green and 2 red? How come? If it's not cyclical. I want you to take all that herd juice that you see in the comments sometimes and you see all over social media. I want you to take that herd juice and throw it right in the garbage. We don't drink herd juice here. We talk about facts, and the facts are very clear. Bitcoin does the same exact patterns every cycle. It's just people are too stupid to realize it. Bitcoin does the same moves every single cycle. And yet every single cycle, the comments are filled with, "Steve, this time is different. We have the ETF, big money is coming in, really deep pockets are coming in. This time is different." It's time to wake the hell up. Tilt your phone to the side and subscribe. Now let's dig into these January candles, because this is fascinating, right? So what we've done is we're highlighting these 2 bullish Januaries that lead the bull run, right? Every single market. Here's January 16 and January 17, both of which lead the entire market. Another thing that I noticed that's very noteworthy is our second one, right? We only have 2 per cycle. Our second January candle was early on in this bull run. We can call it roughly less than midway through, right? Just eyeballing it, looking here, we're roughly midway through the cycle, or a little bit less than half. However, the next one, we got a little bit closer to our top. So we're definitely midway through on this one. And our next one, this was our second January candle, which happened to be near the top, right? So before we were roughly midway through, this one got near it. So with our next January candle, January 25, do I expect that to be near the top like this one? Or potentially at the top? What do I think is going to happen with that second January candle? I'm going to get into that in a moment. But let's start to break down this January candle. Because as I mentioned earlier, when you take the bottom of the market here, right? You take the bottom of the market right here to the top of our January candle, it's roughly 200%, meaning from the bottom of here to the top of our first bullish January candle. So if we take the bottom of this market to the top of this January candle, it's also roughly 200%. So roughly 200% from the bottom to the top of this January candle, roughly 200% from the bottom to the top of this January candle. Let's take here, 2019, our unorthodox one. And again, it's roughly 200%. So even though this market was very unorthodox, we've rallied all the way up, we crashed all the way down, we got back on schedule with our January candle being roughly 200% from our low. So every single cycle, this candle was roughly 200% above our market cycle low. Now let's take a look at where that could bring us today. Because if we just continue this pattern that we've been doing for Bitcoin's entire history, should we expect something dramatically different? No, it's probably going to be relatively the same. So if it were, where would that bring us? Because we're talking about roughly 200% from this bottom here. It would bring us, it would bring us to roughly pretty much our high price for this market cycle is right there. We're already right there, right? We're talking about 45, 46, 47. And the whole time, what we've said in this whole period is that this would be, the highest price would be 48K, right? 48K brings us right to that 200, which means we should not expect this January to be over 48K based on a whole bunch of evidence, including this one. But it gets more interesting when we start looking at that second one, right? When you look at that second January is here, that second January yellow one is here, that second January yellow one is here. What we can say is that this second yellow one, again, the second yellow one, happened at the bullish phase 3 of the bull. This was phase 1, this was phase 2. This January candle marked the beginning of the historic rally, right? This marked the parabolic move. This was absolutely parabolic. We did not have a lot of parabolic moves up until that point. This marked the beginning. And by the way, this candle was right around our previous all-time high. Keep that in mind. So we have a lot of facts about this second one. Now we've analyzed the first one. We're looking at that January 25 candle. So right at the beginning of the parabolic phase, right around our previous all-time high. Look at the second one here. The second one here, this is phase 1 of the bull. This is phase 2 of the bull. This is phase 3 of the bull. That parabolic start of phase 3 of the bull, which, by the way, was right around our previous all-time high and in phase 3 of the bull. Same as back here. So if we look at the next one, this is again right around that parabolic phase of the bull, but this one was higher than our previous all-time high. So now we're looking at that January 25-ish area, which would bring us to here. Is Bitcoin going to be hanging out roughly around $60,000 in January 25, entering around the historic parabolic phase of that bull run? Right now, that's what the facts are saying. It may seem crazy to you. You would think that Bitcoin would be ridiculously higher. It may not be, right? Just based on the facts. We could have a situation where this one was actually higher than our previous all-time high. The first two, Bitcoin is more in line with these cycles at the moment. But the January candles are really fascinating. I wanted to bring this to your attention. Hit that subscribe button. Put a thumbs up on this video. I'll see you right back here in the next video. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs. This bull run is our road to 500,000 subscribers, but I need your help. Today, tell one person about our YouTube channel, how we spit facts, go against the herd, take no paid sponsorships of any kind. Road to 500,000, let's go.